FamilySearch has made some improvements to its images feature that everyone should know about. In this video, I use the word images in quotes to distinguish the images feature in the search menu of FamilySearch from the images that can be accessed in the catalog. To access the images feature in FamilySearch, go to the search menu and look for images in the drop-down menu. It is second from the top. When you click on Images, you get the home page for images, as seen here. Before going further, we need to understand what is in images. Here's a quote from FamilySearch explaining this. Images contains, number one, digital images of newly digitized unindexed records that are not in the FamilySearch Catalog. And second, digital images of virtually every microfilm already found in the catalog. Yes, virtually every digitized film can be found in images as well as in the catalog, end quote. We should also keep in mind that some digitized films are not viewable online because of rights restrictions. However, those may still be viewed as a microfilm or viewable online, but only at a family history center. Why use images? Because FamilySearch is continually acquiring digital images by the thousands every month, even every day, from all over the world. The Images option allows for quick access to these new images. Here's a quote from FamilySearch. New digital images are only added to images and cannot be found in the FamilySearch catalog. So if you don't search into images, you may be missing records that are available. And the Images viewer has some improvements for viewing its items and also those found in the catalog. Now back to the home page of Images. I have typed in Edgefield in order to find records in Edgefield County, South Carolina. My chosen location shows up at the top of the drop-down menu, so I click on it. Once you've typed in your location, go below that and click on Search Image Groups to see what is available. This is the results I get. You can see that there are 348 image groups listed for Edgefield County. You can narrow down the results by using the filters in the panel on the left side. First, notice a list of places within Edgefield County. If I want to find records of a particular town or place within the county, I can click on one of those listed. Other filtering options are further down in the left-hand panel. One of them is to filter your results by date. You can choose a specific date or a single year or a range of years. Here I have typed in a range of years, 1820 to 1830. When you enter a date or range of years, you must click on the option suggested by the system in the space below. If not, the results will not filter properly. After that, click on the Update button at the bottom of the page. You can also filter by life event. Depending on the locality, there may be several types of life events to choose from. Here we see a few types of life events and the number of records available in each type. Some life events have submenus that allow further filtering options. In this example, I chose the life event entitled Legal, and as a result, I get several submenus to filter the groups of legal images further. I can deselect the options I'm not interested in. After that, don't forget to click Update after choosing your filters. By choosing filters for a range of dates from 1820 to 1830, and by also choosing the filter Will Records, one of the legal records submenus, I have narrowed my results from 348 sets of images to just 4. Now I just click on the title of the set of images I want to view. We will look at a group of images next. Here we see a set of images in the image viewer. The right panel gives a general description of what is on the film. In the upper left-hand corner of the image viewer, you can see arrows for navigating through the images, which is the same as in the catalog viewer. As with the catalog viewer, when double-clicking on an image, you get the single image view, as you see here. The images viewer has the added feature of a film strip at the top of the screen. You can advance the images using the arrows at the ends of the film strip, or you can simply click on an image on the film strip. When you view a single image, you will see a toolbar on the left side. The tool icon at the bottom has been added in the images viewer. When you click on the tool icon at the bottom, you get a submenu of 5 tools for adjusting the image. The two at the top of the submenu allow you to rotate the images left and right, which features a little better than that in the catalog viewer. The other tools are the same as in the catalog. Now let's look at the zooming difference between the viewer in images and the viewer in the catalog. The images viewer has the ability to zoom in much closer than in the catalog. Notice the name Larkin in this picture in the image on the left. It is at maximum zoom level in the catalog. On the right is the same name, zoomed in at maximum level in the images viewer. There is a big difference, so if you need to zoom in very close on a document, it is better to view the digitized microfilm in the images viewer rather than use the catalog viewer. I will now show you how to bring up an image in images using a DGS number. First, we go to the catalog, as you see here, to find the DGS number for the film. It is also referred to as the image group number. Use the DGS number or image group number rather than the physical microfilm number. You will use the DGS number to access the film in images. Next, go to the home page for images. To search for a particular DGS film number, you must click on Show More Search Options, which is in the light blue letters below the place for searching locations. After clicking on Show More Search Options, another screen will appear. On this screen, click on Show Advanced Search. On the next screen, enter the DGS number in the field entitled Image Group Number, parentheses DGS. After that, go to the bottom of the page and click Search Image Groups. You will then see a page listing the images found under your DGS number. The DGS number is displayed in the column on the left. Click on the title to view the images. We will now look at the map view feature in images. This is probably its biggest improvement. Map view is not available in the catalog viewer. The map view works well in the United States since records are often found at the county level. In Europe and other places, however, since the parishes are often so close to one another, they may not appear when zoomed in on the map. You'll have to experiment with the map view in such places. To find the map view, we start in Images homepage, enter a location. Here's the results page, listing again the record groups for Edgefield County, South Carolina. To access the map view feature, go to the extreme upper right corner and click on Map View. This is the map view of the records in Edgefield County, South Carolina. The left-hand panel shows the current place we are targeting, which is Edgefield County, and below that it shows the places within Edgefield County that have records. Each red pin on the map shows the geographical location of a place in the county with records. When you hover over a red pin on the map, or over a place in the left panel, a label pops up over the red pin showing you what records are available for that location. I have hovered over the red pin representing the town of Johnston in Edgefield County. We see in the label that 4 image sets are available. Clicking on View Results will show the images for the specific records for Johnston. Let's now look at more map views. If I click on South Carolina in the upper part of the left panel, I will get all the map points for the entire state of South Carolina as we see here. Each red pin represents a county in South Carolina. Notice in the middle of the left panel that the names of the counties in South Carolina are listed in the area entitled Places Within. Clicking on one of the county names in the panel or a red pin on the map would reduce the map to only that county. If I were to go back up to the top of the left panel and click on the United States, it would bring up all map points in the U.S. as shown in the next slide. In this view, we see the entire country of the United States, and you'll see map points for each state. And the left panel will list all the states. Clicking on either the name of a state in the left panel or a map point will then reduce the map to that state and bring up records for that state. You do not have to confine your map view within the boundaries of a particular jurisdiction, such as a town, state, or nation. You can create a customized view that extends beyond boundaries. Here we are back again at the map view of Edgefield County, South Carolina, which is adjacent to the border of Georgia. I can search the area shown on the map even though it crosses boundaries of 2 states. To get a customized area view, I click on the label in the lower left corner of the map entitled Search by Map Area. When I do that, another label pops up at the top of the center of the map that says Redo Area Search. Click on that label and you'll get the following view. So, by clicking Redo Area Search at the top of the map, I get this view showing Edgefield County, represented with 1 red pin in the middle of the map, and surrounding it are red pins representing all the counties within the map area, even those across the border in Georgia. To exit this area view, I click off the blue check mark in the box labeled Search by Map Area in the lower left corner. This concludes a summary of the recent improvements in the Images feature of FamilySearch. Here are some things to remember about images. Because there are so many digitized documents being added every day, you should know how to access them in Images to help guests have a more successful experience. New digital images are only added to Images and cannot be found in the FamilySearch Catalog. Virtually every digitized film in the catalog can also be found in Images. The Images viewer is superior to the Catalog viewer in that it zooms in closer, rotates left and right a little better, and has a map view feature. So I invite you to get to know the Images feature of FamilySearch and to see how it can improve your research.